Pökinti Sangulerim Gozushi, Tari Pögaluni don Gada Shibju, Pendishibe, Savajosumda, Chiluni don Josumle, Dongabe, Tenishusum, Sabu Sangulese, Femsriki Gozushi. Jino Koskem Shumcho, Adinaki, Zetinka, Legba Dubne, Tarin Peblam Yudo, Pumita, Chigewa, Sane Mimansone, Pepsi, Rutataje, Sugar Potan to Shapsor Devorkoybre, Koskem Shumcho, Dongabe, Se Duni, Toma, Arikasa, Washington, Shapsor Koybre, Tene Zerimtar, Maryland, Sula Lomye Kanki, Lokor Tamche, Lerimto, Lotru Dontamangor, Zamnina, Shide Tundap Koki, Galoptan, Lotutene, Consola, Kawanki, Chetu, Chake, Shika, Bushize. Then Sufism Chuguta, Nangbe Worki, Dolina, Lenshu Zevasoki, Zechaka, Drubejene, Tonker Portland, Shapsor Devorkoybre, Kuter Perik Lotutor, Sunjeta, Puyita, Nangchu Sola, Lomye Chegu, Kechimuyimbe, Galop Shifretanje, Saneter, Nimangazam, Shushari, Chulu Tundeki, Lenzo Lenshuta, Zula Lomye Kan Kala, Kolachi, Gengurta, Koyu Soki, Tola Galop, Kute Perik Mansota, Soritor, Sunje Galopje, Zenazebre. Tene Wisconsin ngade medicine tonken na Shapsor Koede, Kuite Pimi Mansola Kalopta, ngade Trezo ne, Jidar Denshupi Water Chipguki, Trezo Timisor, Kalop Savkena Yore, Kuite Nimanga Ringla Shusha Zene, Kuyu Korki, Lenzota, Gerita, Pepe Lotusor, Sunje Kalopso, Zetin Gachkanan Zeyo, Tene New Orleans na Shapsor Kone, Sargo Lenzo Yamata, Chamze Nudo Kola, Kalop, Tunen Zula Lobde, Lavatar Sunki Zewar, Lobdu Dontamang. Susu Dunam Jibo Masambar, Koyuta, Kole, Hadu, Geshimaso, Zamlin Chiyongi, Kange Kalaya, Samshi Chegobe, Kalopebre.
The greatest democratic country. So you should look whole world, global level. Actually, I often telling people, America is the leading nation of free world. Very, very important. So you see, you think on global level. Now here, in order to create sense of global responsibility, it is extremely important to develop concept of oneness of humanity. 7 billion human beings, we are part of that. If the 7 billion human beings happy, and also the nature, sort of environment, positive, then everybody gets benefit. If global level, 7 billion human beings facing some sort of difficulties, individual cannot escape from that.
Zechagi Tamar Louisville na Nimusum Kiringla, Mansola Chundeta, Galop, Vietnam Nambata, Lutu Tonke Chikap Sota, Jete, Galop Soki, Zetin Gashkanan Zayure, Taring Tindi, Adi Zetinka, Lekotune, Sugar Potanto, Shapso Devoke. Pemachidu Lensone, Penaki, Zara Nedangla, Yaga, Trezo, Timiso, Chetu Minata, Mansoje, Shumanine, Gabyor Toptapso, Pedun Shukuki, Lerim Nachibatar, Changshakuki, Shutu, Legu Wanabe, Arunajal Nadena, Chikab Lunchen Chota, Jetenado, Teganashi Nadi Chikab Lunchen Survata, Shen Sidun Sowa, Deminki Uti Sotaya, Jeteki, Penaki, Tadene Dankor, Modreta, Gabyo Yongwe, Bugu, Teshin Adite, Pedun Gabyor Sowe, Kudiwo, Nadite Sidun Waka Shidan Hedo, Pedun Canyon set up so dwelling hands of Jenado. Cornaba Sangme, Pedunto, Tajidu Gabyor Nanguyimbe, Shesheya Nayobredo, Kude Legu Judika, Gasa Itinagarto, Circulenzo, Gonzo Nayobre, Garachansha Kudo, Shudu, Legu Nankin, Namne, Pemimachidu, Pemajune Lata, Shelling Dadrina, Yanche Dogala, Jimbre. Tari Changsha Kuki Pedun Shudu Legu Tengniva Dishin Denjong Adine Guzuki Rimbe Assam Ngadeta Tene Arunachal na Khasan Jukti Yobata Tene Mutu Megalena Nangyobre Konabe Changsha Kuidu Tengwe Chindangwe na Shudu Legu Tengtangbu na Yobre Kaptidu Nu Bengalta Odisha Chhattisgarh Jharkhand che Ngadishina Legu Be Yobre Chino Konskem Gun Chumbuchoki, Lotar Tolop Katu Yebe, Purik Lomunsu, Yarke Consenta, Tabdune, Sugar to Shungesor Nangju, Motor, Zenang Zeki Vatar, Dilorian, Chindu Tube, 7 you should Dunta, you should gauge Yumani Kiringla, Dading Pugim Sogana, Nangju, Motor, Zeten Kedo, Yumani Rinki, Nangju, Motor, Talen, Komkani Choki, Jazum Zebe, Leshe, Losam Jeki, Chunde, Zeten Kedo, Conshogi Shungesor Nangju, Motor, Zegu Zerim Tene, Chuluniton, Dune, Gozunawashi Imbre. France Ninti Sangulan, France 24 Shebe, Sergueba, Cyril Payen Shua, Yelam Perna, Gorku Chegur, Dunda Chiki, Tongchen Top de, Konki Pernaki, Oyo Neta Gorki, Ninti Sangu, Perna, Nida Dun Shebe, Di Dumbeshudo.
Eight months for the visa, outwitting the vigilance of the Chinese authorities, and 48 hours by train. This is the time it takes to gain access to Tibet. Traveling 3,600 kilometers and climbing 4,000 meters, we reach Lhasa, along with the 2,500 Chinese tourists and migrants who arrive each day in the City of the Gods. Since the pro-Tibetan riots of 2008, the Chinese government has imposed ever tighter restrictions on foreign tourists. Journalists are banned. Arriving in Lhasa, you enter an Orwellian world of surveillance, like a city under occupation. There are thousands of military and police, CCTV cameras, patrols, inspections, spot searches. This is daily life now for Tibetans. Despite the grave risks, 2 young activists agree to meet with us for a fleeting exchange in a busy marketplace.
You think you have freedom here? You are free?
No, don't have. We don't have any human rights today. Such as I believe Buddhism, and I believe I considered Dalai Lama like son, son. But they cannot say. We cannot say that. If we say that, then we are
In jail or not, one wonders if it makes much difference for these Tibetans, heirs to an ancient culture in the heart of the Himalayas. This massive construction site is home to the most sacred place in Tibet and spiritual heart of the country, the Jokang Monastery. For centuries, pilgrims have gathered here. Now, the Chinese government is building a shopping plaza here, complete with underground parking. It was here a year ago, almost to the day, that 2 former monks set themselves on fire. For the first time, this extreme act of resistance was carried out in the capital. There have been 120 self-immolations here in the past 3 years, all in protest against Chinese policy in Tibet. The sacred is everywhere in Tibet. Monks are the highest authority in society. Because of this, they are also the key target of the Chinese government, which would like to confine them to a purely superficial role.
So what do you think about the new Lhasa, the change?
I rarely go anywhere. It's not recommended to leave the monastery. It's dangerous out there. There are lots of patrols and searches.
50 years ago, monks accounted for 30% of the Tibetan male population. Today, they number less than 30,000.
All they want is to bring the Chinese tourists into our temples. The money's for the government, not for Tibetans.
As well as setting a target of 10 million Chinese tourists this year, Beijing has other grand ambitions for the region. More Chinese than Tibetan ambitions, with an influx of hundreds of thousands of migrants from all over China.
I've lived in Lhasa for 3 years. I work in construction.
But why you come here? In the temple?
You never know, it might help me to make more money this year.
It's difficult to predict what Tibet will be like 10 years from now, as it suffers under heavy repression, cultural assimilation, and military occupation. The only certainty is that Tibet is already a shadow of what it once was.
Samdine taringi pyoki nyenti sangyu shusimayi, shamla namshi ngwadada menzi kanki lot siruna.
Tanda shide tse chupshi tang, chinangade tse ishu shi rasa pasang tang, rendo dagar sari, jungchwe salung che, chojor ngenda yin, te yindu, gyundengi, ledun nang deye mato, jir leshi saderik, unzu nana ngenda yin, chiratu ngindir, 라간다 구숭 도딩 생화 롱대 다조 종주 대강 운제 나와 돌연 제바 니 생기 킨도 던도로 좋아 소르탕 또르야소 라인도 나세 양 니들 인공 제소 내발 샥죠 당하다 따르세기 레남다 신도 년다 대신도 니들 마기 남고 세르와 태양 계기도나 마창와다 kanjudan tsoba gyaba 대신 또 친나 슈도 쳐봐 쏘라 년다인데 년바도 전게 디링게 니무들 소종 켈레 놀라진다 초 개와 쏘와다 딕바 종외래라 대그 된다 시에 최종하다 친등아외 최니슈가 레사템바 렌도 다가 사가 중도 산에 제 님들 질 최종 예나양 님들 사가다외 최종아 케유 사가다외 최종아니 낭바상기 출루라 대규 쟁개처로 님들 뒤진 결치슈식 자기 강라슈나 세종아들 다자기 또 시작해 도봐 꾸담바타 상계바 꾸냥엘리 데데 뒤진 숨 인직 난 결기 양 딜로 세종아들 인공 단진야 샤기도 단진 되니 인공 결기 요장 야가다 더 가와진 소 잠니 샤초 개갑카 네 통기네 현장 nen조와 검냠네 소 니데 니셀기 누다 채왔다 니나 킨다 소리양 기디길래 강 체장 귤 되균래 붐자 도마 채워요 대나 님들 중나 검냠네다 대마 중나 칸된다 개와 주일래라 대나 게된 신도체